Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. With this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing a GeForce RTX 4090 in Red Dead Redemption 2, but this time with complete maximum settings, including MSAA 8x, or multi-sampling anti-aliasing. Now, I've already tested the RTX 4090 in Red Dead Redemption 2 a couple of years ago. That video has a ton of views, by the way. Thank you so much if you watched it. And those are the settings that you should utilize with the RTX 4090. You know, it's not completely maxed out with MSAA and the last setting, the tree tessellation, because those couple of settings are just complete performance killers. But in this video, since you guys have asked me to do this, and you know, I gotta scratch that curiosity itch, well, we're gonna test it out with 8x MSAA. Moving on, this is the Asus ROG Strix version of the card. I am running it with the latest Nvidia drivers, and I'm not manually overclocking it. You can see all of its specs right here in Tech Power-Ups. GPU 0 recessable bar is also enabled, and over on the left, I'm pairing it with a Ryzen 9 7950X 3D CPU with half of its cores disabled, making it the same as a 7800X 3D and 32GB of RAM. Let's get into it, shall we? Okay, let's start at the 1080p resolution, and we're also going to test higher resolutions. Obviously, this is very low for 4090, but it might not be with the 8x MSAA, I don't know. And we're using the maximum settings, as I told you. Over here, we got the star of today's show, MSAA set to 8x, and FXAA is also enabled on top of that. And over here, everything is maxed out and enabled, aside from motion blur, because, well, obvious reasons. This would kill the video quality for you guys, so I don't want to use it. And the resolution scale setting is also turned off, but this is just resolution scale. You know, if I set it to 2x, for example, we'd be playing at 4K resolution. So I'm gonna turn it off because we're gonna do it manually. And down here, this is the other setting that I didn't have enabled in the other video with the RTX 4090 2 years ago, and it's tree tessellation, super demanding as well, doesn't really do much to the visual quality. But today's video is not about adequate settings, it's about fully maxing out the game. Let's do this. And here we have it, guys. The RTX 4090 is getting 80 FPS at 1080p resolution. Now, this is a bit expected. I'm gonna start counting our FPS, by the way, because the RTX 4090 at 4K native resolution without any MSAA or tree tessellation got around 90 frames per second, 80 to 90. This is 1080p with 8x MSAA, and 8x MSAA is 8x multi-sampling, basically, anti-aliasing, and it's extremely intensive, okay? So it's rendering a super high resolution, or it's kind of the same as rendering a super high resolution, but it's anti-aliasing obviously being applied over native here. Now, it's obviously still very playable and smooth, and if you have 4090 and you're playing at 1080p resolution, a couple of you are, at least I know that from the comments, you know. Hello, Jack, how's it going? Do you need some help with your food? Wait a second, buddy. Wait a second. I will get your food for you. There you go. No, go eat your food. Jack, please. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Please, 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 please. Get away. Move away. Jack. Jack, I don't want to kill you. God damn it. Okay, we're gonna go this way. Go, Arthur, fly! At least we didn't kill Jack, okay? That's very important. But well, guys, this isn't really that intensive, you know? We're just in the middle of the woods, which is usually intensive in other titles, honestly. But where the FPS dropped the most in Red Dead Redemption 2 is in the Strawberry Town. And it just started raining. Interesting. I don't usually see rain in Red Dead Redemption 2 while making these videos. Okay. We're approaching Bob over here. There we go. Come with me, Bob. Sing for us. Sing. I want to hear you There we go. There we go. Bob is singing. Oh, where do you think you're going, Bob? Get out of here. Get over here, actually. Come on, Bob. Sing for us. Sing. Oh, he's dead. Oh, that didn't last long. That's what she said. Anyway, let's keep on going to Strawberry. We're almost there, guys. Also, the GPU utilization is not completely maxed out. This happens with every Nvidia GPU that I test in this game, at least from the RTX series. It gets 96, 97% usage there. It's not a CPU bottleneck or anything like that. It's just how the game is running at the moment on Nvidia GPUs. Doesn't really matter too much, but I thought I'd mention it. Now, in Strawberry, it's getting 80-something frames per second. It's pretty stable, as you can see, so no FPS drops into the 60s either. We're safe, basically, at 1080p resolution. We still haven't killed the RTX 4090, but let's try it without any MSAA, so you know what it does to the picture quality and what kind of performance you're missing out on if you enable it at 8 times. And with MSAA off, we went from 80 frames per second up into the 100s in this area. Very intensive area, okay? I actually thought we'd get way higher FPS, guys, but again, this is maxed out settings in the most intensive area, and yeah, it's a bit lackluster performance, right? This is why you shouldn't really play on maxed out settings, especially with that tree tessellation enabled. If you disable it, you get like 20, 30 more FPS or something like that. Now, it's time for us to increase it to 1440p resolution. Let's do this. And at 2560 by 1440, fully maxed out settings with 8 times MSAA, we get, let's see, 70s, 60s, okay. Oh, it drops into the 50s looking at Strawberry there, okay. So we're already kind of killing the little RTX 4090, well, not little, it's absolutely huge of a GPU, especially the Asus ROG Strix that I'm using here today, guys. It is massive, absolute bazooka of a card, basically. But yeah, it looks very pretty, it looks gorgeous, actually. With 8 times MSAA, it will be super sharp on a native 1440p monitor, and it's still above 60 FPS. I think if you utilize like 4 times MSAA, it would be adequate here for 1440p without any drops into the 50s, you know. So that's what you should utilize, or even 2 times MSAA. It will still look amazing in this game, and obviously the 4090 has the power to deliver a playable experience, or actually a high refresh rate experience with 2 times MSAA. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a very well optimized game if you optimize your settings and if you don't manually max out every single setting, especially MSAA. But if you max out some of the other settings, it also is very intensive compared to like optimized settings or just the ultra preset in the game. If you just set it and forget it to ultra, it will look basically the same as this, not as sharp obviously because of the MSAA, but it will look 95% as good as this and achieve 100 plus FPS easily on the 4090, okay? This is just absolutely ridiculously maxed out settings just for this video. This is beautiful, guys. Like, look at this. Oh boy, stop. Okay. We need to deal with these guys. Wait a second. Yeah, let's go. Goodbye, sir. Oh boy. Okay, let's reload that bullet. Kill this guy over here. There we go. Good stuff. The other one is on foot now. Do not shoot at my roach, boy. Okay, there's another one over here. Come on. Oh, I removed this hat. Come on. Reload. All right, we're good, guys. I'm so sorry for killing the horse's spider. Oh, he's not dead. There we go. He was just resting because the other guy was a bad person and he didn't allow his horse to rest. Oh, boy. I just realized that's all I do in this game. I push Roach to the limits every single time. Let's go down this path over here. They're after us again. I think we should move on to 4K resolution. You get the idea. This is still a pretty smooth experience with 8 times MSAA at 1440p. But at 4K resolution, native without any MSAA, this GPU got around like 90 FPS with maxed out settings, aside from the MSAA and the tree tessellation again. And with 8 times MSAA, it gets down into the 20s sometimes, guys. Yep, we basically killed the RTX 4090, finally. All we needed to do is enable multi-sampling anti-aliasing 8 times, which is ridiculous. And it's not needed at all. Like, if you play this game with native resolution plus TAA at 4K, it will look really sharp. Even though TAA is a blurry mess usually, it will still look really sharp, okay? Because it's 4K resolution. And the TAA also gets rid of the... Oh my god! What the hell? It gets rid of the aliasing, which is nice. No need to utilize MSAA at 4K. Ah, look at that. We're here, back in Strawberry. That's exactly what I wanted to be. Roach, come over here, boy. Ah, that's my boy. Let's go. Through the Strawberry Town we go, my friends. 25. Oh my god, that's terrible. Whoa! Again, like, the game looks basically the same if you disable MSAA here at 4K resolution, so it's not needed, but it's fun. And I mean, it can still play at 30 FPS sometimes. I guess if you overclock the GPU to like 3 GHz or close to it, it should get a little bit closer to 30 FPS most of the time, and it will probably get an average of 30 FPS instead of 28 that we're seeing here. And also, yeah, that water just kills things, doesn't it, guys? Damn, 24. All right, never mind the water. We're not seeing any water, and it's still dropping a lot. Ooh, okay. You know what's sad, guys? I'm gonna disable the MSAA right now and show you what's sad. All right. So MSAA, turn that off. All right, not touching anything else. And it's getting 90 FPS or close to it, 80 FPS in this area, because we're close to the river, I guess. It looks absolutely insane still, obviously, as I told you. It's still 4K resolution, maxed out settings. It's buttery smooth right now, okay? No problems with the smoothness of the game anymore. And it's super, super playable. Obviously, it will never drop from 60 FPS. But what's sad is we can get these graphics, or we could get these graphics a few years ago with this performance at native resolution without the need of utilizing any DLSSs and frame generations and so on. And these days, what do we get? Right? We got UE5 broken titles that are super hard to run. They don't look as good as this does. Maybe they're a little bit more realistic and have higher resolution textures, but that's about it. You know, the art style of this game, the density of the leaves and the forests, the world, the attention to detail everywhere. It matters in games. It matters more than putting freaking UE5 and ray tracing in your games. Anyway, we're deviating from the purpose of this video. Let's go back to 8xMSAA. All right. Again, if you're interested in the non-MSAA results, I have the other video. And let's go up to 8K resolution. We can't. Oh, no. Oh, this is one thing that Rockstar does very bad in this game, and I hope they don't do it in GTA 6, is that they don't allow us to apply the settings if we run out of VRAM. So, no 8K possible, my friends, with 8xMSAA and the 24GB GPU, because it would utilize almost 28 gigabytes. But 4xMSAA is possible, so let's try that out. Damn, this is actually the first time that I'm going to try 8K with 4xMSAA in any game, I believe. Yeah, I think so, guys. Oh boy. All right, let's go. It's 7680 by 4320. It's effectively 4 times the resolution of 4K, and it's like using 4 4K monitors at the same time. And on top of that, we're using 4xMSAA or 4 times multi-sampling anti-aliasing, and this is the end result. 10 frames per second. I think this was playable without any MSAA before at the 8K resolution, though. I mean, with 80 or 90 frames per second at 4K native, I think 8K native would probably get us like 30 FPS or something. Which is kind of in line with what we saw at 1080p, now that I think of it. At 1080p with 8xMSAA, we got around the same FPS as 4K native. At 4K, 8xMSAA, we should have gotten the same FPS as 8K native. So let's try that out to see if that's true or not. All right. Oh, this is where I died previously, I think. Now, in terms of definition of the graphics, like, I can't see a single alias thing in sight. It's absolutely ridiculous, the amount of detail right now. You can see the leaves on top of that tree, for example, and it's far away. The hair, Arthur's hair is so defined at the moment. Damn, and you get, like, this view, for example, you can see everything. That tree over there looks super detailed. There are some gains to be had with the 8K resolution for sure, although it's definitely in diminishing returns territory. So anyway, let's turn off MSAA, and that's the last thing that we'll do in this game, I guess. And yep, we're getting pretty much the same FPS as 4K with 8xMSAA, guys. super interesting to see that. I actually didn't know. I thought 4 times MSAA would get us around the same FPS as the higher resolutions, or 4 times higher resolution, you know. But no, 8 times MSAA is the one that gets us around the same FPS. Maybe not, you know, because this is actually a little bit faster still than 4K with 8 times MSAA. And it looks a little bit better at the same time, guys. I'm using a 42-inch monitor for this, so I can see all of the little details everywhere. And if anything, it might actually be slightly sharper right now than with 8 times MSAA. It's weird. Maybe it's the same thing. Maybe I'm just confused a little bit because of the gorgeousness that we're experiencing here today, my friends. So yeah, if you want 8K resolution in Red Dead Redemption 2 maxed out settings, all you need to do is disable that MSAA, and you can achieve that with console level performance, 30 FPS. Although in the Strawberry Town, I think you would still drop into the 30s, or 20s actually. We're already into the 30s actually. Anyway, guys, I think that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. We could try, for example, resolution scale as well. What can we try over here? Like, we can't even go up to 16K at these settings because it runs out of VRAM, but we can go up to 12K resolution, which is 1.5 times resolution scale. Max settings. Can I use MSAA over it? No. Can't really use any MSAA. Hey, let's end it right there with 12K resolution, native, okay, getting 16 or 15 FPS. This is absolutely like the sharpest thing. I get a lot of comments saying, oh, you can't tell a difference, you're using a 4K monitor, but there is actually a difference, okay? Try it out on your TVs, for example, if you have a big screen that's 4K resolution, and try it at 8K resolution, try messing around with the resolution scale inside of the game. You can tell a difference. It's a minor difference, once again, definitely in diminishing returns territory, and you should not do this in any game. Maybe in Half-Life 2 you should. By the way, if you want to watch Half-Life 2 at 16K, I also have done that. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to take a look at these things, in my opinion. And I'll keep doing that if you guys enjoy it as well. So hopefully you did. Catch you in the next one very soon. As always, love you all. Bye-bye.